until such time as the state takes over jurisdiction and dominion over what are presently unregulated pipelines. Yes, this would protect you.
Please state your name and where you're from.
I'm about to do that.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Mike Zagata, and I'm from West Davenport. I went to school with Bill Crowley. My aunt was a teacher here in Milford for her whole career. And I had the unique privilege of serving as your DEC commissioner. I'm almost stunned by what I've watched here tonight. I never, before I was commissioner, while I was commissioner, or since I've left, ever heard of a citizen complain of DEC being underzealous.
Okay, is this relevant to
Yes.
this document?
Yes, it is.
Right now there's no
Because you're
specific.
crafting something with the supposition that DEC isn't going to do its job, and by law, it has the responsibility to regulate oil and gas in New York State. Her comments were germane, and they probably will come to the fore because they'll have to. This will have to be tested. Your counsel knows that. And by the way, he's not working pro bono. He's being paid, just not by you. And I've sat in town meetings across the United States.
Please be relevant to
I
the
am being
document.
relevant.
You're not.
He is, and give it the time.
Excuse me, ma'am, you got your chance. Please
Exactly.
be relevant to the
I
document.
am being relevant because I have sat in meetings across the country in municipalities just like this, where an attorney came in and offered to guide the citizenry in a direction that he thought they wanted to go, and they may very well want to go in that direction. And that becomes the precedent, and then those lawsuits follow around, or those new laws follow around the state because, gee, we got it done. You're very well-intentioned people. I've watched you here tonight. I want to compliment you because you're working hard and you're zealous about what you're doing. I can't help but think you're missing an opportunity.
This is not a
This is
You're not
germane.
really, we're talking specifically.
I said it's germane.
No,
No,
it's
well, you
not.
may have
We
said
make
it's
that
not.
decision, you do not make that
No, I'm a
decision.
citizen. I do make
No,
it.
sir, you
He
don't.
has a
You can
right-
come to the information.
I have a right to be
He has a right to
heard,
make
and I will
statements.
stand here until you
Not
physically
everything.
evict me.
That is not true. This is not the same.
What, you don't want to hear
And
the
it doesn't
truth?
even fall under open meeting law because there's not 3 board members here. Okay?
Oh,
So,
Mark
so the
Smith,
one
you
that
have
you
somebody on the
closed your-
phone.
Yeah.
You've entertained that
You
gentleman
did.
on the phone several times,
he's on the committee.
It's not on.
He's on the committee.
but he's not here.
No, he's
That's
before.
totally legal, and it's a committee meeting, sir.
My comment
It's
is,
not germane. You're welcome to come.
The rest of us want to
You're
hear it.
welcome to
Opportunity.
come to the informational hearing. You're welcome to come to the public hearing
Good.
and the informational session.
You
But unless
have-
it's relevant to this document, we're not going
It
to
is
listen.
relevant, and I'm going to speak it. You
Chapter
have an
verse, sir.
opportunity. You're doing a great job. You're establishing criteria. Read your own document.
We have-
You are establishing criteria. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. Why not say, instead of we're banning something that you may come back and rue the day you did, say this is how. If we were to allow fracking or gas development or whatever you want to call it, if this is what a company would have to do in order to develop energy in our community. Think about what that would mean.
Duly noted. Okay, thank you very much for coming.
Now, I will extend an offer. I was a vice president of environmental health and safety in 2 large energy companies. If this committee would like to know how that industry actually operates, I volunteer my time to come and sit with you to address whatever concerns you might have, and I'll tell you the truth. I have no reason not to.
Okay, so your offer is duly noted, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much. This meeting is now. Does anybody else? I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Yes.
He's the most rude thing I've ever seen.
Wrong guy.
I'd like to speak about the document itself.
Can you
My
please
name
say
is
your
Earl
name?
Colley. I represent the Central New York Landowners
And
Coalition.
where do you
I
live?
live in Afton, New York.
And he represents us.
This document that you have read, I have seen 8 or 10 different drafts of approximately the same draft composed by David Slottje. He has promoted this in dozens of towns. I have a list of 68 towns that he claims to have bans and moratorium of almost the identical document.
And what's the point of it?
He is promoting this statewide. He works for the Park Foundation. They have been paid to produce this document. He is not going to represent you because his real client is the Park Foundation who pays it. David, I have just one question that puzzles me.
I'm going to object to the listen, it's not going to do with this
It
here.
does have to do with it.
Specifically with this document. So
It is
you're
about the
basically talking
document. I have a
about
question
general.
about the document.
No, you're not talking about specifics. You're talking about generally how this document is being put out.
He hasn't
You're
even
basically
asked the
saying
question
certain
yet.
things.
How do you know
How
it's
do
not
you know what
specific?
Ma'am, you will ask to be removed if you're going to keep doing this, because you're not going to keep interrupting
You're the one
us.
who's
It's not how we're
interrupting
going to
him.
do this game. We're not going to do it. If you have specifics
I've never
related
seen
to this
anything like this in
document
my
that you
life.
want to say, we're welcome to hear them. We're listening. But if you're just going to basically go off on David and Slottje, that's not going to
I'm not
happen.
going off on a tangent. I am going off on the document. The
What's
document,
specific?
the document is being promoted. My question to you, all right, is how can you qualify as a 503c3 when you're promoting specific local legislation?
That's for the New York State tax exempt organizations. The New York State, who is it that certifies?
You don't.
Thank you. IRS, the 501c3. That's irrelevant in our mind. Okay, so this meeting is over. Thank you all very much for coming, and we'll see you guys here Wednesday at 2 o'clock.